If you were here with me in January, then you probably know I had some pretty ambitious goals for what my garden was going to look like in 2025. And I talked about several different types of tomatoes and peppers that I planned on growing. And this video is to tell you a little bit about how all of that went. Needless to say, my plants had a very rough start. The seedlings came out within the first couple of days, and I was using a window in order to give them light, which I thought at the time would be enough, or at least until I could get my racks and lighting together. And they ended up getting really, really leggy super fast. So I did a separate video where I had potted them up, and after I did all of that, I put them back into my seed starting station, and most of them got way, way too hot because my seed starting station is in my loft, aka the attic. On top of everything else, I had some travel planned towards the end of April, and I really wasn't sure if I should take them outside or not. So I had some decisions to make, and I decided to put some of them outdoors and keep the rest in the house until I got back. They are not super tall, but they are starting to run out of room. So I'm seriously considering taking them outside early, by a couple of weeks. This is what I'm planting outside today in preparation for my trip and being out of town. These are all of the plants that are a little too big to stay indoors. They're growing taller than my shelves. So my plan is to put them in the dirt, and hopefully they will make it while I'm gone. So I've got a variety of tomatoes. Some are in really good shape, other ones not so much. I figure I can't really lose anything by putting them out here, so it's sink or swim time, y'all. Let's see what happens. Brown sugar tomato. Here's another Sart Relois, probably one of my biggest tomato plants to date, although I did bury it pretty deep in the soil. And this is my paprika pepper. Okay, right here is one of my favorite tomatoes that I grow every single year. This is San Marzano. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it does with more sun because I've always grown it in a shadier area. This is a brown sugar tomato. It is the biggest start that I had, and one of the reasons that I brought it outside because I was running out of room. There's probably a good 6 inches of stem underneath the soil here as well. So hopefully it holds up to this really crazy wind that we've been having, and it does okay. Now this one right here is one that I had the most hope for because I love the name. Yes, I'm that gardener where I choose stuff based on how it looks and how it sounds. But anyway, this is Rebel Starfighter Prime. I have had the least luck with these tomato plants. It looks very spindly and weak. I don't know if it's going to make it, but it was getting kind of tall. So I brought it out here to see if it can fend for itself, and we'll see what happens. Same thing with this one, another Rebel Starfighter Prime, equally spindly and very lackluster. Hopefully I actually get some fruit from it and it proves to be worth my time. All right, so what are we doing in our far bed? We have a very anemic looking San Marzano tomato plant. It might need food. I'll figure that out. This is my first tomato plant to show signs of flowers, and I'm super excited. Now that I've cleaned up my garden beds a little, I can see that my tomatoes actually are starting to produce. There's a couple here, but this plant is also very unwieldy and all over the place. So I want to trim it, but also some of the pieces that I would trim have some tomatoes on them. So what I might do is snap off a couple of these side shoots and then stick them back into the ground and see if they can continue going from there. On the other hand, some did not have any room because of all the other things that were growing around them, so they're looking a little spindly, but we'll get them going. And I think this one is for paprika. It looks like there's some baby peppers trying to happen. I feel like all of my stuff is massively behind, but yeah, we're gonna keep it going, see what we can do with everything. The tomatoes and peppers didn't come out quite the way that I wanted, but I've still grown a ton of food so far in these 2 garden beds. I hope that you'll like and subscribe so you can see more of my gardening journey.